She wishes Lao Jin would stop making her life difficult and focus on finding the missing sisters. Speaking of those lost girls, Lao Jin also began to vent. They took huge advances, but lost everything. At this moment, Lao Jin received a call from her underlings. A demanding customer ruined 7 or 8 girls but remained unsatisfied. With no one left, Lao Jin had no choice but to call the bedridden Zhen, insisting she work or face being dragged out. To hide being a single mom, Zhen had to go to the designated spot. Back at the office, Lao Jin was bumped, her escort service faced strange events, and her girls left one after another. Plus, 2 girls on assignment were completely unreachable, so she suspected someone was pulling strings. Then Lao Jin scrolled through the call logs and suddenly saw a familiar number. The last order before several girls disappeared was from this client, so she quickly checked the books and found the same number linked to the client who took Zhen. It seemed this guy had sold the girls. She instantly called Zhen, telling her to make an excuse for a shower and secretly send the address. However, at that moment, Zhen had fallen into a trap, driving to a secluded alley as instructed. But before entering, Zhen sensed something was wrong. The man struggled to find his own key. After opening the door, the yard dog kept barking at the man, unrecognizing him. Zhen found it odd. She followed him in. Pretending to wash up, Zhen hurriedly sent the address to Lao Jin, but just hit send. She realized there was no signal at all. Zhen looked around, feeling the bathroom radiating a creep. In a hurry, she dashed to the window, searching for signal with her phone, but found none until she opened it to see a sealed wall behind. Just when she didn't know what to do, she suddenly spotted a clump of hair in the corner, complete with a piece of flesh stuck to it. She froze in terror, covering her mouth, too scared to speak. She dampened her hair in front of the mirror. Trying to act calm, she stepped out of the bathroom and lied about needing to grab something from her car, cleverly gaining the man's trust. But the man on the couch remained unfazed, even laughing dismissively. Zhen found the door locked when she reached it. She stood there in despair for what seemed like ages with no action. Lao Jin called Zhen's phone only to find it wouldn't connect. With no other option, she searched the streets. Meanwhile, Zhen was tied up in the bathroom. The man brought in a black duffel, admired himself in the mirror, tossed it beside Zhen, and dumped tools onto the floor. Zhen trembled in fear. The man calmly chose a tool, picked up a meat hook, hung it on the wall, grinning as he brushed Zhen's hair aside. He casually struck up a conversation with her, and even talked about Zhen's closest colleagues, making her suddenly stop crying in fear. She trembled uncontrollably, and the man revelled in her fear. He wrenched the cloth from her mouth, and in acute terror, she couldn't dare to utter a sound for help. In despair, Zhen revealed that she had a daughter, attempting to evoke a hint of pity from the man, but he hesitated for only a brief moment, with no intention of letting her go, and he stuffed her mouth shut again. Then he picked up a hammer and chisel, pressing one leg down on her back, ready to crush her to death, while the man fumed in frustration. Again he pinned Zhen's head, swung hard, awaiting her death. The final act. The man focused on Zhen's head, swinging down hard. But he broke the floor. Zhen struggled, causing him to miss, even swinging off course. He ended up smashing his own finger, and by now the man was furious. He raised the hammer and struck Zhen's head, instantly rendering her motionless. Seeing her split scalp, he couldn't help but feel regret. Just then, the doorbell rang. The man dressed and went out, finding an elderly couple visiting. They inquired about the villa owner's whereabouts. The man impatiently dismissed them. The dog warmly greeted them, hinting at a close relationship between the couple and the homeowner. The man was filled with murder intent, returned, and tricked the couple in. While they looked confused, the man emerged with a hammer, thinking, "How low can you go?" He then drove off in the couple's car, planning to find a good place to hide. But as he turned a corner, he was hit by a car Lao Jin, hunting for Zhen. He got out extremely annoyed, knocked on the window, saying the insurance company would compensate, but the man felt guilty. Since he wasn't driving his own car, he wished to avoid getting tangled up with the other party, insisting that he would handle the accident himself and leave as soon as possible. But then Lao Jin inadvertently spotted blood on him. Realizing something was off, he lowered the man's window, insisting on his number, making the man shift into reverse. He attempted to drive off, but the road was blocked, and Lao Jin persistently queried. The man became increasingly impatient, cursing the car behind. At that moment, Lao Jin had a plan and dialed the number ending in 4885. Sure enough, the phone of the man inside the car began to ring. Oops. Realizing he had been exposed, the man panicked about what to do next. Seeing Lao Jin approaching to pull up, he quickly bolted from the other side, bolting into the alley like a madman, while Lao Jin chased him relentlessly. She kept throwing objects and chased him far before tackling him down. After a shaky struggle, she gained the upper hand, pinning the man to the ground, followed by a good beating until he could no longer resist. Lao Jin finally stopped and demanded to know where all her girls had gone, but the man stubbornly refused to say a word. Looking at him, Lao Jin had an idea. She forcibly fished out his wallet and examined the ID inside. Then she took him back to the accident site, planning to haul him into the precinct for some serious questioning.